Good morning. This is the Rose and Ben show this morning. Only there's one thing different. We don't have a Ben. He's off someplace playing hooky. And Kate and I are kind of waiting on a call from a bail bondsman any time. But hopefully he's behaving himself. This morning we have some really good guests. They're from Northwestern. And Cade knows them well. And I'm going to turn this over to Cade, and he's going to introduce our guests. And welcome.
Well, I still don't know where Ben is either. We're going to have to put out an Amber Alert. We got to put out some sort of alert. Where in the world is Ben Buckland today?
That's right. And the sooner the better. So far we haven't gotten any hate text or anything from him, but
well, it's only been 1 minute,
and maybe we'll get a text here. But if the bail bondsman calls, I'll take care of it.
Okay, you might have to step out for a moment and take care of that.
Yes, I may have to. Okay.
We've got a good show today. We're battling a few technical problems, it looks like, on our end a little bit. If you're on the radio side, it might be a little finicky, whether that be 1430 on the AM 99.5 or 97.1. I think we're going to get it solved, but again, of course, the radio station doesn't want to go properly. Ben's wherever he is. He might have taken the thing hostage. He might be hiding out at the burnout for all we know.
Very well.
But we've got some great guests today, all from Northwestern, all people that I know. I share office space with them sometimes, whether they want me to or not. I just kind of sit in there and burden them until they tell me to go away. We've got golf coach Dan Campbell, soccer coach Carla Briscoe, and then this other guy just showed up. He claims to be a cross-country track person here. I don't know. He just kind of showed up, but no, it's good for. I feel bad. I can say Hammertsheim, but I can't say this guy's last name for the life of me. I want to always call him Kohler, but that's not his last name. It's, what is it, Kohler?
Kohler.
It's Kohler. Okay. I can never say your last name. I don't know how in the world that works, Joseph, but we've got a great show today. We've got a lot of fun guests. We've had so many guests. People left earlier. They came in, saw we were full, and did a U-turn and got out of here. I mean, it has been a crazy morning. But folks, like I said, we've got a great show. So let's just well, I say that and I look over here and people are shifting around again. What are we doing? What are we doing over here? We got people shifting around.
We need more cord.
We need more cord. Oh, gosh. We have even more cords today than we've ever had before, and we still need more.
We'll manage.
We'll find a way.
We can figure out anything.
We can, especially since Ben's not.
Exactly. We can do anything,
We
too.
can do anything. Yeah, we can do whatever we want. But I don't even know where to start with you two, Dan and Carla. It feels weird, first of all, because I was talking to Dan a bit before the show started. I was going to go with the whole Coach Campbell routine. Coach, how's it going? He's like, no, that's not him. Just call me Dan. He's just Dan today. But Dan, we'll go. The first question for both of y'all, because you have some of the most fascinating history, I think, of getting to Northwestern. One of you's from Cape Cod and one of you's from Canada. How in the world did you even get to Northwestern?
Well, first of all, we really appreciate you guys having us on this show. We're excited to talk. We can't blame you for having a little technical difficulties in case you need to censor something that comes out of one of our mouths here today.
Well, we don't have a censor button.
Wouldn't be
so
the
censor
first
yourselves.
time. We're excited. We obviously have both been, I guess not obviously, but we've both been here at Northwestern now, finishing our fourth year, part of the golf and soccer programs, and it's been a really fun time out here. Alva's become home. We're excited to run it back next year with our awesome group of kids that we have on both sides, and yeah, we do have quite a journey to get here. That's for sure. Neither one of us are from the Central Time Zone. Never mind Oklahoma. Come a long way.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because never have been here before, but moved here and now this is like home to us, and had never been to Oklahoma before 2022, and now we're here and this is just where we live.
Can you tell us where you're from?
I'm from Canada, so I'm just outside of Toronto. I played college soccer in Ohio and New Jersey, and then wanted to get into coaching and applied for a job here, and I was hired as the assistant, and then became the head coach this year for my first year. So
And I was born and raised on Cape Cod, Massachusetts. I see the sweater over there. I love that
Yes.
sweater.
Oh, that's great.
That's right. We've got some Cape Cod merch across the room, making me feel like home. But I was born and raised out on the little island, Cape Cod. I went to school down in North Carolina for 4 years. I was coaching golf in the DC area, and then this opportunity opened up. So I packed up the U-Haul, and 4 years later, I'm still right here in Old Alva. It's like Carla said, it's become home to us. I think the world works in funny ways. Who would
That's
have thought that
fantastic.
two of us would have met here in Alva and created a little life and a home together, and things have been great. The world works in funny ways.
Well, it does. And this is Carla.
This is Carla.
Carla,
Yeah.
I run by your car. I ride my bike by your car, and it says Ontario. And I thought, who's here from Ontario? Well, I met you.
I think somebody's lost with those plates in this town.
I've had so many people make comments to me about. They're like, "Oh, you're the one with the Ontario plates around
Well,
here."
here it
So
goes.
hopefully, I don't do anything wrong because everyone's gonna know it was my car.
Oh man, one of the questions I kind of have for y'all is, I mean, you've been in so many bigger places. What was that first kind of reaction like coming into Alva for the first time? I mean, Dan, you were in DC. I mean, Carla, you've been in kind of the Ohio area coming in that. But what was the kind of first reaction of like, well, this is Alva?
That's a great question, Cade. I think pulling into Alva for the first time, you don't actually know you're pulling up to Alva. You think the GPS is broken because it says you're 5 minutes away and there still is nothing in front of you. And then the second impression is hitchhikers might be escaped inmates sign when you're getting a little closer to town and you're scratching your head a little bit thinking, am I in the right spot? Then once you get to town, the people of Alva, they make you feel like it's home. They want you. The university was so welcoming and so accepting. The people of Alva were so welcoming. If you need anything, you let me know. We're so happy to have you. It was overwhelming, the support and the people of the town that wanted to make this be my home. It was we'll talk more. I have kids from every continent in my golf program, and I almost feel like the further you are from Alva, the more they take care of you and they want you to feel like it's home and you've got a community and you've got a group of people here. And so don't get me wrong, I can joke and make my laughs about the GPS and the hitchhiker signs, but within 10 minutes of being in Alva, you're like, oh, these people are going to take care of me, and this is a place that I can be supported and I can build something, and
That's fantastic
special.
that you feel that way.
Yeah. Well, when I pulled in here, it was really dark. So
Okay, well.
I came really late and didn't get to see a lot. But then we kind of drove around and I was like, okay, and I say this to my crew, it's like, this town has everything you need. And we travel so much that when you come back, you're kind of like, okay, I just want to relax. And we just made this my soccer team, us, you just make it like a family. It's not about the place, it's about the people, and that's just kind of what Alva is. So
Good. We're glad you feel that way because we are very pleased to have you here. And my nephew Stan Klein and Daryl Klein, they're my nephews, and I know that they do a lot to work. Stan always has somebody he's feeding from the Rowdy Rangers. And I think, in fact, we have a guy that stayed here. I think his name is Junior. He came out of so we're pleased to have you here.
Absolutely. And Dan, I mean, you can talk a little bit about that. I mean, just the team you've started to build from. I mean, you inherited a Northwestern golf program that really was still always trying to find its footing. And I mean, now you've gotten to where they're competing. They've been in the hunt for a few regional appearances, and kind of talk about how that golf program's gone over the last 4 years. And then obviously on the women's side as well, you've got people going to regionals this year on the individual side in Gracie Doak.
So it has been a lot of fun, Cade. I've been really, really lucky here. I already talked on just the support from the university, the support from the town of Alva. Building something, it doesn't happen by yourself. You can't do it alone. You need all these people. You need everybody in your corner. And that goes from the top down. It's the president of the school all the way down to my kids. I have such an awesome group of kids. They we've been through a lot as a program. We didn't have a golf course here last year. We had no greens within an hour of this town, and our team still sent girls to regionals last year. And to me, it's the group of kids that I've been able to bring in here and that have worked so hard for me, and they've really kind of fallen in love with the process. You know, it's being a college athlete isn't easy. You're going to get up early for workouts. We're going to send you to class. We're going to drag you to practice, make you go do study hall and do it all again the next day. And my kids have found a way to make that fun. They found a way to enjoy that process, and they have fun pushing each other and getting better every day. And it's to the point where, you know, my job's easy because I've got such a good group of kids. I bring in the right people and I let them take care of their business. And once in a while, I got to be there to crack the whip and to, you know, right the ship here or there. But I have such a good group of kids that this has been, it's a team effort. It's a community effort. It's from the university down to my kids that we've been really lucky to have some success and to build something really cool here. And you know I've put so much into this and worked really hard, and it's cool to see that, but I know it's not just me. It's so many other people that have given so much to me in this program, and I really feel lucky to be a part of something like that. And it's fun to see the success happening, and hopefully we can keep that thing moving in the right direction.
And both of you can talk about this a little bit, just having to continue to build that trust and build that connection with your student athletes. You know, you got to start the recruiting phase, get them here, and hopefully continue to develop that over 4 years. And sometimes, I don't know how you do it, honestly, Dan. You're probably one of the most laid-back coaches I think I've ever met. I mean, we can talk about this. You walk into his office. If you walked into his office right now, there are 64 photos of him plastered around the wall that the kids have like decorated and colored just to mess with him. And that's just, you can almost take it two ways. One of what are these kids doing? But you can almost look at it as a sign of respect. They trust him enough to know that he'll be in on the joke with it. It's, you know, just silly, harmless fun, and it kind of, okay, if you want to color some of them, we could do a little tournament, see which the funniest colored one is.
Well, honestly, Kate, that's what it's all about. It's, you know, I touched on it. The kids they've fallen in love with the process. They've fallen in love with, we're here to be the best versions of ourselves. You know, one of my corny sayings, I'm from Cape Cod, so I grew up by the ocean. A rising tide raises all ships. Like, we're all in this thing together. And, you know, if the kids putting my face on a meme up on the wall is going to let them smile and have some fun, and when we show up to workouts the next morning, they're all laughing about something, and that means they're in a great mindset to go work hard for the day and, you know, get better. And to me, I think those kids have fallen in love with, we're here to get better. We're here to, you know, we're in this thing together. We're going to push each other. When Joe's having a bad day, I'll drag him to the course, or when I'm having a bad day, he's going to drag me there, and we're all in this thing together. And you know, if it's them putting pictures of my face on the wall and coloring on them and having some fun with it, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to make this the best experience I can for my kids. I'm here to have them leave this place better than they showed up. And I think a huge part of that is having fun with the people you're around and feeling like you're part of, Carla said it, part of a family, part of a community. And we're all in this thing together. It's, you know, we're going to have our hard days, but we're also going to have our laughs. And that's part of it.
Well, you know? Golf's pretty important. Probably some of the biggest deals in the world are cut on the golf course. Are they not?
It's true. I tell that to my kids all the time, that what they're doing here, obviously we want to take this golf thing as far as we can. We have kids go play professional out of our conference every year, but that said, we're here to be student athletes. We're going to get degrees. We're going to grow up as people. We're going to get these experiences that we can take into the world. And to your point, these kids, the skills that they're learning on the golf course, the personal skills, the connections that they're making, the degrees that they're getting, it's going to lead them so much further in life than just golf. And that's
Coach,
cool.
I don't know too much about recruiting, but you tell us where all you recruit from and how do you go about it?
I recruit from a little bit of everywhere. It worked out funny this year. I had exactly a third of my kids were from Oklahoma, a third of my kids were from America outside of Oklahoma, and a third of my kids were from the rest of the world, internationals.
Do you get a recommendation, or do they contact you, or?
It goes a little bit of both. Over the years here, I've developed some relationships with recruiters and agencies that, you know, I've got my guy from South America, and I've got my guy from Eastern Europe, and I've got my guy from Asia, and they all have their rosters of kids, then I have calls at a lot of weird hours, and I'm sending texts on 6 different apps to communicate with people all over the world. And you gotta leave no stone unturned, I guess, is the way I look at it. There's gonna be really good kids and good players, and they're all looking for a home. And if we can find the right people who want to come and be a part of our family out here, we don't care where they come from, or it doesn't matter.
What are some unusual places you've recruited from?
Let's see. This year we've got kids from Australia, from Taiwan, from South Africa, from Sweden, from Germany. We got a couple Canadians. Next year, we got somebody coming in from Turkey, from Indonesia, from Chile. We've got them from everywhere.
Oh, my goodness. I can't believe that. They don't go home for Christmas, do they?
We feed them a lot of breaks, that's for sure. We take care of our kids. That's part of the fun for us. I think it's so cool that our program's got to have people from all over the world. We get all these different cultures. We learn cuss words in every language when we hit bad golf shots. We have all sorts of fun stuff going on. We get eat foods from every culture. Our program has been really, really fun to have those kids come and be a part of it. And I think it's part of the experience. I think it's frankly improving our campus. I think it's getting kids going to math class and they have a kid from a country they've never even heard of before. That's awesome for our university. That's awesome for the diversity in our town and our campus, and it's been so much fun for us to be a part of.
Your enthusiasm is coming through, right, Cade?
I mean, that's just who Dan is.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, he's one of the offices right beside ours. I mean, you can always, whenever he's talking to someone, you always see it come through. And especially if you get him talking about Boston sports, then it can kind of get angry sometimes if we ask him about the Red Sox this year. But, folks, we are talking to coaches Dan Campbell and Carla Briscoe from Northwestern. But we're going to take a quick break and be right back here on the Rose and Ben Show.
You're listening to Rose and Ben on KALV.
Beatles New Beginnings Nursing Center is proud to offer comprehensive care solutions for those who matter most. From rehabilitation and palliative care to skilled nursing and long-term care, Beatles is committed to providing comfort, dignity, and peace of mind. Now, with a second location, the Beatles family continues its long-standing tradition of excellence, serving the people of Northwest Oklahoma with the same compassion and dedication they've been known for. Come by and see them at 720 North Share Boulevard in Alva. Beatles New Beginnings Nursing Center, your care, your comfort, your community.
This is Rose and Ben on KALV.
Welcome back to the Rose and Ben Show here on KALV. We have had a fun morning, going to continue to have the fun morning for the final 40 minutes we have. But it's been I don't know what's been going on weather-wise here. It's 59 degrees is what it says out here. I don't know what's been happening weather-wise the past few days, but like I said, we've had a great show so far. And Dan, I mean, we can keep talking to you about this a little bit. The golf season not over yet. Going to be making the trip up to Missouri to St. Joseph for how does this work? You've got the individual side that competes. There's the teams that are going to be there, obviously, for golf regionals. That makes sense. The top 10 get in there. But how's that individual side of it work?
Yeah, so after the NCAA committee picks the teams that make it to regionals, which we were right there the last couple of years. We're hoping to get over the hump as a team next year, but they take the top 6 individuals from the region and they allow them to continue to play on at the regional tournament. And last year we were lucky enough to have a couple girls move on, and this year we're going to be returning. Gracie Doak, my senior, is going to be heading up to Missouri this weekend. She just snuck in. It was skin tight to the bone there with the rankings, but she snuck in and we were really, really excited about it. We're going to be up in Missouri on Saturday. We'll be playing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week. And, if Gracie, she's got some real games. She wants to win. She could move on to the national championship if she plays some good golf. We're excited.
And where is that national championship held?
National championship will be down in Florida. If we could pull that off, that would be fun. Get down, I used to living by the waters. Getting down by the water would be awesome. Having a trip to Florida would be really cool, and we hope Gracie can pull it off.
Well, I hope so too. And talk a little bit about, I mean, obviously you had the 2 twins last year that made it on the individual side, did you not? I mean, talk about starting to develop some of that consistency there.
Yeah, so we had 2 girls who snuck off to regionals last year. They both had we didn't play our greatest golf there, but we had some good showings, and it was really cool to represent the university at that level and get to, go participate in a NCAA sanctioned event. We had the ropes up and everything. It felt very official and it was cool. And that's something that we're really excited to get to do as a program again, representing the school at that level. And, we want to be consistently at that level. It's at this point, 2 years in a row. I feel like as a program, we want to be at regionals every year. We want to be there as a team, but at the very least, getting some individuals in, lets us have that, something to hang our hat on and some success as a program. And we're really proud of Gracie. She worked really, really hard this year to get there, and we're excited to see what happens next week.
And then, Carla, I want to turn it over to you because, golf's not the only one still going on season-wise. Soccer, people don't really talk about this, but they've got their spring season that's been going on. Catch us up with how the Rangers have been doing on that side.
So we just finished our spring. We played 4 games. We tied 1 and won the other 3. So that was really exciting. It was some good competition there and good level to get us ready for the fall. So I'm really excited, and I think the girls are ready and had some good transfers come in. So it was nice to, replace some of the girls that we lost this fall. So I think we're in a really good spot for next fall.
Dan, talk about some of those transfers. I know you were telling me you've got some Division I kids coming in.
I had a Division I girl transfer from Alabama State this year, this spring, and she's kind of came in and hit the ground running and has done a really good job. She scored a couple goals in the spring game, so she's really stood out, and I'm excited about her for the fall. So
it's going to be fun. This was a team last year that you took over under Coach Alex Pekarsky. You were the grad assistant under him for a while.
I was his assistant, for 3 years.
Yeah, you had to deal with Big Al, as we like to call him
me and Big Al just holding it down.
Yeah, but, it's a team that was always kind of right there. You would look at the record and think, well, this team's not very good. They only won 2 games or something like that when it got to the tail end of him. And that's not to throw him under the bus or anything. Those were tough, gritty teams, but you come in year 1 and turn this thing around and win 10 games. Start the season 9 straight games in a row, go undefeated. Just talk about it, like I mentioned with Dan, just how you start to build a program out with that consistency and that foundation.
Yeah, so when me and Alex are working together, my first year here, we made it to playoffs, which was a really cool experience for me to kind of see how to coach at this level because it was so different from playing. So I feel like I learned a lot from Alex, especially that year. And then obviously the next 2 were tough, and it wasn't like that we didn't have the talent like we did. We just honestly we didn't have the culture. And this year, that's kind of been our turnaround. Our culture is fantastic compared to the last 2 years. And I think that's one really good reason why we did so well is that we have such a good culture on the team. And that's kind of the players I like to recruit, and people that are going to come in and have, want to compete and have a really good culture. And that's a lot to why we were so successful this fall.
Well, I'm excited to see how the Rangers look again this year. Of course, I get to do the PA for that, so that's
right.
Always fun. Good time out there. It was funny. The first time I did it, I just did what I usually did, and then you talked to me about it. It was the kids love that.
Oh, they love it. Yeah, they love it so much. It gets them so fired up before the game. So it was so great to have you out there do that every single game.
Well, it was fun to do it. And season starts in August, doesn't it? We're going to have graduation, and you're going to turn around next day and season starts.
That's right. Yeah. And the transfer portal is opening up again tomorrow. So that's going to be my day, just going through the transfer portal and see if I can bring anyone else in that's going to come in and make an impact. And yeah, I think where our team is going to stand next fall, we're in a really good spot. All the girls that are coming back are bought in, and that's kind of, they were bought into me in the fall, and I know they're going to continue to buy in, and they're ready to compete, and we're going to have a lot of girls on the team. So that level of competition is going to be really, really high, and our standard is just going to be even higher next year.
Well, it'll be fun. You were the 4th seed last year, had to go out to Harding, and then hopefully this year, this can be one of those turnarounds that we can host a soccer tournament.
That would be really fun. I think you would enjoy hosting a soccer tournament, Cade.
I would. One of my dreams to host a soccer tournament here in Alva.
That's what I thought.
One of the other things, I've got to ask you about it, and I have to ask you, I guess, because Ben's not here. The one time we have a Canadian on is the one time we don't have the guy who did all the hockey stuff in Oklahoma forever. What happened to the Maple Leafs this year? What are we doing, Carla?
Cade, I can't even talk about it right now because you don't want to hear what I have to say on here because yeah, I don't even know what we were thinking this
The
year.
censor button out.
Yeah.
It was a tough year, but we'll just go rebuilding year and hopefully we just come out better next year.
Yeah, it was great. I talked to Ben about it a little bit, and he was like, "Oh, who's your root for? Maple Leafs?" And he just went, "Oh."
Yeah.
And it was just that's how it was this year. But I'm trying to think, what else do we want to talk about with you two? Because I feel like there's always a lot, and then we get in here and we go through everything. We have we do have a Joe. We do have Joe we can go over.
Let's get Joe in this.
Do we want to get Joe in this? We can. All right. Well, someone pass the mic over to Joe. Let's get Joe involved.
Yeah, we need to get Joe on the air.
There
here.
we go.
We
Now
don't.
we've
We
got
can't go an hour without
Joe
hearing
on the air.
Joe.
Joe is one of the student workers for Northwestern and runs cross country track. And track's actually they're over in Searcy, Arkansas.
Yeah, they're competing right now.
They're
so,
competing right now.
yep.
What is the lookout for track right now? Where are we at?
So the women are in second place right now in overall after day one. So that's pretty good. They had a few good showings in the throwing department with I think discus or hammer throw. They did pretty good. And then the men haven't gotten on the board yet today. We're expecting big things from them though. Long jump, triple jump, and then a lot of the running distance events prelims are tonight. So hopefully we'll see a few of the guys qualify for finals.
Did you tell who Joe is?
We did earlier. Joe is just a man of mystery sometimes. Joe just randomly appears at various times throughout the year, and we say hi to him.
I'll tell you, Joe runs cross country for our university, but Joe also is the best student worker our university has had in our years here. Joe has done so much for our athletic department. He is a great, great kid and a great, great worker. I'm very proud to have Joe a member of our athletic department.
Did you recruit Joe?
I wish I could say I recruited Joe. Joe knows ball. Joe works hard. Joe takes care of business around the office. We're as a university, if we had six Joes, our jobs would all be so much easier. We really are lucky to have. I'll speak on Cade too. I'm over here gassing Joe up, but we're so lucky to have the support we have as a university. I know Carla and I, we work hard. We recruit the kids. We do this and that, but none of this happens without all the people behind the scenes being there to support us. And Joe and Cade are two of the biggest when it comes to that. And we really are thankful to have both of these guys.
I bet they're both super.
They
Oh,
sure
yeah.
are.
Yeah, checks in the mail, by the way. You're welcome. Thank you so much for that. But Joe, I mean, we can talk to you a little bit about this. You grew up in Arkansas, outside of Little Rock in the Maumelle area.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
You bounced around from place to place before
Yep.
you got here. I mean, just kind of talk about kind of a similar question I asked Dan and Carla, what it was like coming from Arkansas over to here.
Well, I ran cross country at Little Rock Catholic High School, and it was around my junior year I decided that I definitely wanted to take it to the next level. And so I initially started looking at local colleges. I committed to a smaller D3 up in northern Arkansas. Things didn't pan out really there. Decommitted. And then I took it to a National Park College down in Hot Springs. And the team was pretty small there. There were only 3 people on that team. I was one of them.
Yeah, that's pretty small.
It was not really what I envisioned it being. So I transferred over to University of Arkansas Little Rock, and I was a student assistant for the track team under Brock Heim. And Coach Brock Heim actually was a graduate assistant at Northwestern before his time at Arkansas Tech and UA Little Rock. And so he kind of pointed me in the direction of Northwestern. He gave me a Division II. I was asking him, what Division II schools would, do I look at to get back in the game? I want to run again. And he said, take a look at Northwestern. So that's what I did. I hit up Coach Broomfield and took a tour, and I was pretty sold after that. So I'm here now, and I love it. So.
Well, good. I mean, one of the questions I have for you, and I will never understand this. Where does the joy of running come from? Because I am not a runner.
I don't know. I get that question a lot.
To me,
sometimes I ask myself
running
that
is
question.
the thing you run away from, so you don't run to something.
Yeah, I don't know. I started it in 3rd grade, just with my buddies, and haven't really looked back since. Just kept running, I guess.
You're just pulling the Forrest Gump. One day, for no reason, you just started running.
Pretty much, yep. And turned out I was pretty decent at it.
It's
and
a lot now.
I don't know. I mean, you get a lot of guys together that like to run, and you go out 10 miles one day, and a lot of good conversations are had.
I just don't
Good
know how
fun.
you do that.
I'll
I
tell you
really
what,
don't.
we use running as a punishment at the soccer field.
So that sounds right. That makes more sense to me.
My golf kids, I don't even want to talk about running with my golfers. I think they play golf so they don't have to run.
Yeah, it definitely takes someone special to be able to do it. So,
Well, folks, we are having a great show here today. Dan Campbell, Carla Briscoe, two coaches from Northwestern. Dan on the golf side, Carla on the women's soccer side. We've also got Joe. I'm so sorry. I said it again. Kohler? Kohler? One day I will actually get your last name correctly and not have to ask
It's all
you
right,
about
kid.
it. But, folks, we're going to take another quick break, and we'll be back with more here on the other side.
It's Rose and Ben on KALV. Let's talk about your future. Are you looking for a career change or possibly training in computers, health careers, automotive, cosmetology, digital design, electrical trades, welding, or biomedical sciences? At Northwest Technology Center, we offer these programs for adults, high school, and homeschool students from Alene Clio, Alva, Canton, Cherokee, Fairview, Freedom, Ringwood, and Winoka. Call to enroll today at 580-327-0344 in Alva or 580-227-3708 in Fairview. Northwest Technology Center is preparing students for success in education, careers, and life. This is Rose and Ben on KALV.
Hey, we're back here on the Rose and Ben show. And before we get back to these great coaches, I want to make a little plug here about the Northwest Substance Abuse Treatment Center. We've had them on, and very impressive. I think they got some kind of an award, but they're having a Mexican pile-on benefit dinner Sunday, May 3rd. That's next Sunday? Is that coming up?
That's this Sunday.
That's this Sunday.
It's coming up fast.
Yeah, from 12 to 2:30 at the Winoka Senior Citizens Center in Winoka. So go down and have a Mexican pile-on benefit dinner benefiting the Northwest Substance Abuse Treatment Center. So with that, I'm going to turn it back to Cade, and he's got a few more questions for these Northwestern coaches.
Well, one of the things we talked about it with Joe a little bit a moment ago, and we don't know how he does. This is why I call him a man of mystery a little bit. He shows up and good things happen. I mean, we took him out to one of the soccer games to help work with that, and they won. Then we got out there and they won again. And then he was sick one day and they lost. So we don't know how this works, but if he shows up, good things usually happen. Joe, what mystical powers do you possess? And please tell us how
I'm not quite sure. I'm still figuring that out myself. I guess next soccer season we're gonna find out how to tap into that a little more.
Yeah, is what's gonna
I'm gonna have to lock in and.
We also figure out when he shows up late, we tie. So
that's also true.
Joe's only appearance at a golf tournament this spring, the girls took home the win as well. So Carla and I are going to be fighting over Joe next year. The girls were down in Enid by Radisson hotels and got the W, and Joe was present. So Carla and I are going to be fighting over Joe next fall. That's all I have to say.
Could be a lot of people fighting over Joe, it feels like. I mean, just between the success of soccer, golf, I mean, we'll see what's going on. We might have to drag him out to baseball. They're in Hot Springs tonight taking on Harding.
Take a
at
trip
8
down
p.m.
the old 501.
Yeah. The 501.
The 501.
The 501.
So yeah, we figured out that Joe is just a Northwestern good luck charm. So we'll just have to ride that out into the fall.
There's a reason we couldn't talk about our programs without Joe being here today.
Yeah, he is actually the real gear that makes everything work. Without Joe, none of this happens. Oh, gosh. But I'm trying to think. Soccer, I mean, coming up again, it's going to be a great season, I think, once again. August 27th, can I say that's the first game? Am I allowed to break that news live on KLV? I kind of already did.
Go ahead, Cade. You can go ahead.
Yeah,
with
I can go ahead and say that. They're going to be playing. It's Newman in the first game,
yes.
right? That's first
home opener.
Home opener will be August 27th. Like I said, we're under 4 months away. I mean, we're getting there. It will be closer and closer every single day. It is going to be fun. This should be a fun season, I expect, again, for soccer. I expect good things from golf still here as well.
I'm going to ask a really dumb question, so bear with me. At one time, did Northwestern not have soccer?
I think in like the 2000s. Because it was
the popularity of
when we
soccer
were-
has grown and grown, but I didn't know that Northwestern always had a soccer team.
because Coach Steve Barrows was the coach when they were NAIA, so he was there for a long time.
So you think
coach.
it's been here quite a while?
Yeah, I believe it was 2000 was the first
Yeah.
season under him, and I think that was pretty much the creation of the soccer program.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it's been around for a while, and it's had its peaks and valleys, but is on the way back up. And looking at golf, I mean, Dan, what do we got coming up besides? I mean, we got regionals going on. You've already been hard at work getting the schedule set up for next year. You're trying to host your own tournament next year here at Northwestern area, not here in Alva, obviously, but over at Enid again, I would think.
That's right. So obviously, as you said, we got regionals coming up next week. We're still focused on finishing this year off strong, but you obviously are. Our job, Carla's over here scheduling 3 years out. So I'm just looking towards next year's the bare minimum as a coach here. You always got to be looking towards the horizons. I'm really excited. Both of my teams had the highest finish in the region in our program's history, and we're only losing 2 of my starters on the girls' side. We're going to bring back most of that girls' team, and we're going to bring back the entire men's team. And we've got a great schedule in place. We've got some kids signed that we're excited to be bringing in next year that are going to help us. We're going to hit the ground running on day one with those new recruits, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully we and make more birdies out there next fall, and we've been doing a lot of things to keep this thing moving in the right direction. I'm really excited that I have so much continuity in the program from this year to next year. I'm really excited to see what we can do and take that step further, and hopefully we get both teams into regionals next year.
I think so, and it'll be interesting to see. And one of the questions I kind of have for you here, because I think people don't really know what all a coach does. They kind of just, you expect what you usually see on TV or things like that. You kind of know what a coach does, but talk about some of the little things. I mean, you're usually the one having to figure out the finances. You're the one having to, drive the kids around, do all sorts of stuff. It's a lot more behind the scenes work than you'd ever guess. And this goes for both of you.
That's so true. It's you got to know ball. That's step one as a coach, right? If you don't know ball, that's the kids.
It's a big hindrance.
That's a bogey.
That's a bogey. The kids know they want to be able to trust you. They want to be able to turn to you for help, and obviously that's like step one. If you don't know ball, you got no chance. But Carla touched on it earlier. Frankly, being a coach is so much more than coaching the sport. It's creating the most important thing is creating those relationships with your kids. It's letting them know, we're a family out here. Carla and I, we got each other, but no kids, no grandkids, no nothing. Like, we're here for our teams, for our programs, for our kids. And so those relationships is everything. Like, our kids, I mean, the two of us have it all the time. They'll call us at any hour of the day, and we're answering the phone. We live across the street from campus for a reason, so we can be right there whenever they need us. Like, the kids need to know that we're their person. Like, that's the most important thing. It doesn't matter if it's golf, if it's soccer, if it's school, if it's where am I going to live next year, if it's I'm having a problem with it. Like, we deal with way more issues that have nothing to do with sports than they do with sports. And that's honestly, like, I love that. That's what we're here for. I want to be I want to be that person to those kids that someday they're going to leave this place, more mature and a better person and ready for the real world than when I brought them here. And if I did that, like, I did my job. I was there for those kids every step of the way. And honestly, once you build that relationship, the sports side is easy. Like, if they know that you're going to be there for them for anything, when you ask them to play it smart or chip one out, they're going to go, I have so much trust in this coach, and it's way beyond golf that, of course, I'm going to trust him when it comes to this. And so to me, the sports is like secondary. Like, we're here to be these kids' person. We're here to be, we're a family, and we're the head of that family, for lack of a better way to put it. Like, if something goes wrong, those kids need to know I can call Dan, I can call Carla, and they're going to be there for me in a heartbeat. And that's honestly, like, what makes me the happiest about this job is, like, I know that there's a lot of kids who wouldn't hesitate to call me and who know that I'd be there for them. And that's what lets me sleep good at night. That's what lets me know that I do a good job in this, is those relationships that I've built. And that's the success just follows from there. You get those relationships in place and the sports stuff becomes easy. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, and to add on to that, so mine and Dan's teams have obviously become closer. And one of the things that they tell us that they call me and Dan mom and dad to them. So it's kind of funny. But so, and it's true. Like, honestly, like I talk about it, I'll be sitting in my office doing like 80 different things. And the second one of my kids comes in, it's like, drop everything and what do they need right now? Because, that's just the life of a coach. You just got to attend to your kids, and they're, like, for me, obviously, I brought them here to be successful in soccer, but the bigger picture is, like, I still keep in contact with some of the kids that have graduated and seeing them do great things. I have kids, like, going to be lawyers, going to med school, living in Texas, like, working jobs there, and just, like, seeing them like grow up and have these successful lives after school, like that's what's important to us, and that's like what's going to make me happy, not what your stats are in soccer. It's going to be that you were able to graduate from here and do good things.
Two coaches with hearts.
Absolutely. Well,
I'll say, I think it's pretty cool. We both, in the last few years, obviously you're only hearing our voices on the radio. We're 28 years old. We're not the oldest coaches in the athletic department here, but for us, the last few years, we come home and we're like, I get to write a letter of recommendation for somebody today. I get to do that. To us, I feel like that was one of those little moments where it's like come full circle. Instead of I need my old coach to help me and write this letter, like now I'm the coach who's writing letters for my kids, helping them out and getting them jobs. And to me, that's what the world's all about. It's full circle.
Don't you think kids that come from our area have a leg up when you're writing recommendations?
Oh, it's the world is so funny. It's all about who you know and making sure that you never really know, right? You treat people the right way every day and you do all the right things, and you never know what door's going to open and who's going to help you down the road. And that's why it's so important to just be a good person every single day. And to your point, it's all about who you know around here and all about how you treat people.
I want to switch gears completely here. We've actually had a nice, thoughtful conversation, so now we're going to switch things up completely. One of my favorite questions to always ask, it's so open-ended, it can go anywhere. You've both had successful seasons. I'll open this up to Joe as well. We've been on our own adventures half the time, but what has been the favorite moment of this season so far? We're almost to May. May's tomorrow. We're about to wrap everything up for the year. What has been the favorite part of the season for both of you?
Well, Cade, you tried to get me away from being corny, but I'm going to go right back to it here. Honestly, for me, it's, we finished up conferences in the last 2 weeks with both of my teams, and it's the moments that when those seasons are done and the kids come up and give you a hug and they have a tear in their eye and they say, I wish this wasn't over. This year was so awesome, and growing it with them. And it's those moments for me. We work hard. We have long hours. Some of the days, I think Carla and I probably both go home and go, why the heck are we doing this? But those moments make it all worth it to me. It's when the kids, the kids can recognize how much we've put into this thing together, and that's what it's all about, is those moments where you connect with your kids and you see that they've put just as much into it as we have, and they're getting just as much out of it as we are, and that's what it's all about, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, for me, because I was a part of the program, but just in a different role the last 2 years, from seeing some of those girls who were so down to when we had a successful season, them just like realize, and like when we made it to playoffs, like I asked the whole team, I was like, hey, who's been here before? And like me included, 3 of us put our hands up. And next year when we're back at playoffs and I asked that question, like way different number. So like those type of moments are really exciting for me, because it's just like you can see how much I've put into it, how much they've put into it, and how when they do put work into it, how much of a difference that makes. And a lot of teams in our conference look at Northwestern and honestly think we're a little bit of a joke. And when we get to prove them wrong and have those moments where they think that the game was supposed to be easy and they look completely different the second time around when we play them, and they realize that, we mean business and we're not here to mess around, and we want to win games and we want to be successful and we want to see this program do well. And when you see that buy-in, when you see people in the past, when they came to the games, I had a couple of girls that graduated that came out to some of our games. When they come to the games and I'll sit and talk to them and they just say, wow, I wish I was on this team. I wish I was part of this now. And like seeing that, and hopefully that kind of helps them open up that we need to, have good culture and do the little things in order to be successful. And they can kind of see how we can be just as successful than some of these other schools that have like a ton of money and are in bigger towns, and we can be that. And that seeing the kids realize that, I feel like is just really good moments. I'll also add honorable mention to getting a bucket of cold water poured on your head a couple of times, because that happened, I think, twice in the season. So that was good.
Joe, we still have what is your favorite moment of the season?
Man,
you can see it from kind of the student side and the worker side.
There's been a lot. There's too many great moments this year to choose from. I think the coolest part of this year has been just being able to see it, as you said, in the student's eyes and as an athletic worker side. This has been a great year for Northwestern athletics. There's a lot of things. Baseball's playing tonight in the conference tournament. Track's holding their own in second place right now. Golf on the regional bubble. Soccer makes the conference tournament. Women's basketball, can't forget them. They win the conference championship. So seeing all those things happen just throughout the year has been really cool. It's something I've always wanted to be part of as, growing up. I wanted to go to a big college and, be part of athletics and see my teams do great. And this year has been really kind of an opportunity for that. So all those moments.
I'll jump in on another highlight, because Joe's too humble to brag about himself. Joe has battled back from some injuries over the years just to get back to being a Division II cross-country athlete. And he went out and set some personal bests as soon as he battled things back. So I know Joe's not going to brag on himself, but to Carla and I and to a lot of the rest of athletics that root so hard for Joe, we're really proud of the way that he battled back and not only just got back, but set some personal records in the process.
He also is a huge supporter of all the other sports and is constantly going and promoting all the other students to go to games, because that's really important with a small school like this, is we have to support each other. And I saw him out there with Rangers written on his shirt at 2 a.m. or on his stomach, at 2 a.m. when women's basketball was leaving for the national tournament. So that was really cool to see. And that Joe is kind of one of those kids that gets everyone else going, making sure we need to support each other. We need to be out there. So
yeah, that was one of the fun moments for me, was the 2 a.m. send-off that the Lady Rangers got this season.
That was electric.
Seeing a lot of people show up for that. And you kind of talk about that, I think both of you can, that when you have a team finally break through that mold, finally break through and win a conference tournament. I mean, we talked about it a little bit when it happened. A lot of the kids, that was a big motivator for them we can do this. We can make that push next year.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I was texting my kids in the group chat when women's basketball was about to win the game. And I was like, are you guys watching this? And no joke, my kids were texting back. They were sending pictures of them legit crying after they won. And they were just like, oh, I love being a Ranger, and and I sent a text and I was like, can this be us in the fall? And they're all like, yes. So I feel like it's just one of those things that's just going to motivate us to want to be just like that in the fall. And we were so close, and we can kind of go back and realize how close we were and how we just need to learn from what we can do better next year, and how that's just going to be us next year, and have that motivation. And that all starts with women's basketball doing so well.
Folks, we're going to take our final break of the program. And when we come back, we do have another guest who's been just patiently sitting in the back. I feel so bad. It's 11:51. I just kind of lost track of time a little bit. But folks, we're going to take another break and come back. We do have another guest. We will get to her momentarily. We'll be back here in a few moments.
It's Rose and Ben on KALV.
Alva State Bank and Trust Company, older than Oklahoma, big enough to serve you and small enough to know you.
We love to give back to our customers. Did you know Alva State Bank offers a great rewards checking account program? That's right. You can earn cash back or high interest with our Kasasa accounts. We will even refund you up to $25 in ATM fees.
How do I qualify?
It's simple. Just swipe your debit card 12 times, sign up for online statements, and have one ACH credit or debit post to your account.
Can I do it online?
Yes. Just visit our website at www.alvastatebank.com to see if our Kasasa Rewards program is right for you. We make banking easy. Whether you're at home, the office, or in your car, our online or mobile banking options help you juggle busy schedules and financial needs.
We plant roots where others have branches.
Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
This is Rose and Ben on KALV.
Welcome back to the Rose and Ben Show, minus, well, Ben. We still don't know where. I've been trying to work the phones, figure out where he is. We still don't know where he is. That is a concerning thought to think he's running somewhere loose. Anywhere, really. But we do have the words to live by because, ladies and gentlemen, you do actually learn something from this program. It is not just fun and games all the time. Rose, what do we have for the words of the day?
I think this fits our three people, the two coaches and the long-distance runner. Are you a coach too?
No, I'm a student worker.
Oh, okay. If you want to lift yourself up, lift someone else up. And I think that fits them very well.
I think it absolutely does. We are right on the money about that today. But we do have another guest, like I mentioned. Carly from the Alva Beer Company has just been kindly waiting her time. She said, she's just been enjoying it, just enjoying the conversation. But Carly, welcome onto the show finally.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good.
We've had a great time here. What all do we have coming up at the Beer Cup?
Well, we came off of a busy April, and May's kind of the same way. We are going to have some live music this weekend on Saturday. We've got Ray and the High Rollers. They are a really wonderful, talented band, full band. They've been at the Nightlight a couple times, so it's nice because I think people have gotten to see them there, and so hopefully everybody will come out and see them.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be big. We've got, of course, Singo will be making its reappearance on May 5th. Carla and Dan can both vouch for Singo. They're big Singo enjoyers here
Singo
as well.
is become its own animal. It is something. It is fun. But it's going to be awesome. We've got Singo coming up on the 5th, and I think
we got Mike Hosty coming back.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big deal. May 9th, Saturday
oh my gosh.
night.
I was just getting ready to post that
night.
today.
That's
it's graduation.
There's a whole lot going on. And I mean, the other big thing, you have sandwiches now, too.
It's
not just a pizza place.
Yeah.
Don't you have a new pizza?
Let them have the mic. Let Carla and Dan can vouch for that.
Try the meatball sub.
The Italian.
The Italian is pretty good.
So good, yeah. Big fan of the new sandwiches.
You didn't think that's what was going to happen today. We're just going to let them do your advertising for you now.
This is great.
And Ben's not here, so bring that keg in now. We'll get this show going.
Hold up. Not yet. That's 5 minutes. Can you wait 5 minutes, Dan? We go off the air. But we've got Network at Night. That'll be coming up Thursday, May 21st as well for the OSU Woods County Extension sponsoring that. But, I mean, there's always a lot of great events going on at the Beer Co.
Yeah, I've been trying to get different activities going, different programming. Just keep it unique and fun, and so.
I'm sure there'll be a lot more coming on down the line.
I think so.
Absolutely. Well, I hate doing that. Just a little 2-minute segment.
Hey, that's okay. This was great. I enjoyed listening and hanging out. I learned some stuff today. So
yeah, that is something we strive to do. We try to be that infotainment somewhere in there. You learn something. You might forget it in a few days, but you're going to learn it for a day or two.
Absolutely.
Folks,
well, thank you.
Thank you so much, all of you, for coming on today. It has been a wonderful time, and hopefully we can do this again. I mean, the idea is to try to bring more and more people on from Northwestern. Maybe one day we can get some of your kids on as well.
We just hope you'll have us back after our performance today. We really appreciate you guys having us out. We had so much fun with this thing. I already said it to you, Cade, but we appreciate you so much for all the work you do at Northwestern, and having us out here today is a really fun treat, and thank you guys so much for letting us be a part of this here.
Thank you so much, Cade. Cade's #1 soccer fan, and he's all in on the stats. He comes to all the games and does such a good job, and our kids appreciate it. So makes me really excited about the fall. But yeah, we appreciate you guys so much for having us on, and it was a lot of fun. And yeah, hopefully we can come back and maybe bring some of our kids and really, really get into it.
Yeah, we'll have to bring you on closer to soccer season, which, like I said, August 27th, first game. Be there.
Mark
Put
your
it on the
calendars.
calendar right now.
Mark your calendars.
Yeah, I don't know. How does that work for golf? Can we just bring random people out to golf as well? How does that really work?
You guys, anybody can show up whenever you want for my golf. We love having support out. We love when parents, when supporters, we get people from Northwestern out, and you guys, we always can have people out and love the support.
You heard it here first. Cross Country's hosting conference in Enid in October.
There we go. Breaking news live from Joe.
Pull up. We need the support. We'll looking to pull off something crazy. So
There you
October.
go. There you go. A lot going to be happening. And I mean, it's amazing how that works too. We get to summer, things cool down somewhat for 2 months, and then we hit August and right back we go again.
Hit the ground running.
Absolutely. Folks, as always, what a wonderful time. We'll be back. Well, we will be back next week. Ben will also probably not be back next week. He's still on the run for wherever. We'll have some more fun guests on then. We've already had our words to live by. We've already had a whole lot of fun today. Folks, enjoy the rest of your day. And until next time, have a good one, everybody.